Hillsborough has been known for its proud history, its distinguished colonial buildings, and its quaint, friendly downtown. But just down the road from the charm of historic downtown Hillsborough, across the old bridge, is a place that only the locals know about. The Riverside Restaurant, famous for some of the finest home-cooked food anybody could ever want. It's here that Dorothy Lee, her husband Leon, her mother Snowdine, and her brother Thomas are famous for their food bar, brimming with some of the tastiest Southern food and warmest Southern hospitality. The days are long in this small, homey restaurant, but time itself seems to slow down by the Riverside, making them feel even longer. Sometimes the only way to pass the time is by watching daytime TV on a fuzzy television. But as the day goes by, the people come, and they go. Yes, time just passes a little slower in this place. It may not be the largest or fanciest restaurant, but for those that work here, this place is second home. It's the people, the characters, that give this place its friendly feel. One such character is Thomas. Thomas likes to take breaks, a lot. Whether it's just a short pause for a smoke or for a stroll across the old bridge, you can count on Thomas taking a break on the hour, every hour. Inside the restaurant, however, you can see a different side of Thomas. There's more to this gentleman than a taste or repose, and don't mistake his penchant for breaks as a symptom of laziness or boredom. Thomas is a hardworking employee who is eager to interact, argue, and joke with his customers and coworkers. He's quite fond of laughing, even at himself sometimes. Yes, Thomas puts in his hours at the restaurant, but ask him if he'll be around on a Saturday, and he'll look at you like you're crazy. While Thomas may be a character, Dorothy's the glue that keeps the restaurant together. Her cheerful yet quiet demeanor makes her popular with the customers. She's quick to laugh or crack a warm smile, even though sometimes she's all about the business. Dorothy, or Dot as her friends affectionately call her, is truly at the center of everything that goes on at the restaurant. She works hard, and she's the first to offer you a drink, the first to start cleaning up. Her multitasking and persistence keep the Riverside running. Dorothy fits right in here. The Riverside is really like her second home. From sunrise to sunset, she passes her days in the restaurant, cooking, helping customers, and doing those little day-to-day things to keep the place together. But time spent some places to make it a second home. The thing is, her customers aren't just her customers, they're her friends. And her coworkers aren't just her coworkers, they're her family. Dorothy has friends from all over the community. Some come in to ask for her knowledge. Dorothy knows more than anybody about the history of the Eno River community of Hillsborough, and Todd Magnuson stops by from time to time to see what she can tell him. The history of Dorothy and her family are intertwined with that of her hometown. Some stop by and let Dorothy brag. Dorothy's family is extremely important to her, and she'll show anybody who walks in the latest pictures of her grandkids. As you watch her show off her babies to countless customers, you can't help but notice a little twinkle of pride in those kind eyes. Others come by just because. Maybe they'll have a little something to eat or sip on a little bit of some sweet tea. But for many, some gossip, a joke, and a laugh shared between two lifelong friends is enough to keep them coming back again and again. At this point, it would probably be good for me to tell you a little about Dorothy's history. She hasn't always been a restaurateur. In fact, that was a fairly recent endeavor. For 14 years, Dorothy was a nurse at a local hospital. She only decided to open the restaurant because she was already doing so much private catering. Dorothy certainly has a knack for helping people, a talent that comes in handy in her new job. That's her history, but what keeps her going? Each of us needs something, an intangible, that keeps us running each day. For Dorothy, that something is prayer. Faith, reflection, and love drive Dorothy each and every day. It's the First Community Baptist Church where Dorothy finds these things. On Sunday, you can find Dorothy and Leon in the pews, taking their place in a community that is unified in its faith. Yes, it's the community that gives them strength. It's here where each member can find comfort. Each one is a part of the whole, a large, extended family that provides comfort in sadness and pride in success. A customer once cracked a joke to Dorothy about the Amen section of his church. It's the pew where all the old men sit. They start nodding off to sleep, and when they wake with a jolt, they yell Amen as if they were paying attention. Dorothy quietly responds, "There's no Amen section in our church." And how could there be? The pastor, William Richardson, the official leader of this community, excites the dynamic congregation each week with sermons that speak to the divine in everyday life. But there are obvious leaders, and then there are more subtle ones. Dorothy Lee is an establishment in our community. Her presence is much like her presence in the restaurant, unassuming yet integral, quiet but authoritative. After the service, when she walks around greeting friends and embracing family, she carries a look of utmost comfort. She belongs here. She's a fixture in this community, and this community is a fixture for her. But on Monday, it's back to the Riverside. Dorothy gets up at around 4 a.m., at a time, I might add, that most Duke students are just going to sleep. There are things to do, food to cook, customers to feed, and groceries to buy. She's poured a whole lot into this restaurant. Dorothy spends much of her time here and has worked for this place. But if you hang around her long enough, it becomes more and more apparent this place is giving her something back. Because you see, at the end of the day, when the regulars get back in their cars and drive away, a smile creeps across her face. Pride. Dorothy is proud of her second home.